Hi there. Good morning. This is Dr. Camille Hammond with the Tanina Q. Cade Foundation, and I am the CEO and co-founder of the foundation. I'm so privileged and honored that I was invited to share a little bit about financing family building at your conference. So thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share. The Cade Foundation is a nonprofit that was started in 2005 to support families with infertility, and we have given out over $750,000 in awards for fertility treatment and adoption over that time, or since 2007. We've also hosted hundreds of education-focused programs, conferences, to help families understand different family building options, and also understand ways that they may go about financing family building. So that is why I think I was asked to share about that topic today, and I'm going to get right to it. So first and foremost, you have, I do believe almost everyone has the ability to create additional revenue right with what they're doing. And the way they do that is changing their lifestyle. Most people don't know how much money they as a household take in, and they don't have a real firm grasp on how much money they spend. They may say, I think I bring in this much per week, but they don't keep very detailed records about how much they spend in different areas. And the areas that, as a reviewer for thousands of applications, I've seen the most confusion about, or the most that most people don't track as well, are entertainment, food, and gifts. So people may say, I bring in, X amount of dollars per week, and I don't really feel that I spend a lot on most things. But if they look at exactly where those dollars are going, many people see, oh, wow, I spend $20 or $15 to $20 a week on coffee. I eat out 2 to 3 times a week, and that's another $50 to $75. And during the holidays, I know who I'm buying for, but I don't usually go to the store with a budget in mind. So if you are able to add a little structure to the way that your household finances run, you may find that you're able to, with the same household income, you're able to save significant amounts of money. Several years ago, my husband and I went through a program at our church called Financial Peace University, and I know that many churches offer it. I'm not going to get into the details of that program, but they did have a strategy that we have applied over the years when we were working for a particular financial goal. Basically, the Financial Peace University teaches you to have envelopes. So once you've created a budget, you have to create a budget. You have to know, first of all, how much you're spending on all different areas in your life on a monthly basis, and then create a budget where you will say, this is how much we think we need to spend. Not how much we do spend, not how much we can spend, but how much do we absolutely need to spend in these areas. And then instead of relying on a debit card or credit card to pay for bills, the model that is taught is to take that money in cash. So as soon as you get your paycheck, cash whatever you need for your monthly expenses, and put all that money into different envelopes that are for the different areas. So you may have a gas envelope, you may have a groceries envelope, you may have an envelope for eating out, you may have an envelope for entertainment, so on and so forth. And whenever the money in that envelope runs out, you stop spending in that area. So if during week 1, on a monthly basis, you said we want to spend no more than $30 eating out per month. If you've exhausted $30 at week 1, you stop spending on eating out, and you make groceries and eat the groceries for the rest of the month. And if the grocery money runs out, you eat whatever's left over in that pantry. It may be beans, it may be things that are not your favorite, but the whole principle is you make do with what resources you've identified in advance so that you don't compromise your financial goals. So, strategy 1 is making the most out of what you have, okay? Strategy two. Strategy two is identifying and then creating additional revenue opportunities. I know that there are different jobs that people may say, oh, I would never do that. You know, I have this much education, or I have this experience, and I could never get a second job doing this other thing because it is beneath me. And my perspective is that if it is honest work, then it is not beneath me, and it should not be beneath you. So if, for instance, you are a fan of coffee, perhaps consider getting a side job where you work 10 to 15 hours per week at your favorite coffee shop. You would get free coffee, and you would also make some money on the side. Another example would be clothing. If you are a big fan of a particular store, consider getting a side job at that store. And, you know, the benefits would be you get a discount for that time when you did go shopping, but also you would make some additional revenue at a place that you like. So those are just a few examples. I'm sure that if you and your partner think very seriously about this, you'll come up with ways that you both can create some additional revenue. So again, the idea is not to do one of these, it's to combine many strategies so that you can come up with some additional revenue so that you can afford your family building. So save more, and then also create new revenue streams. Okay, so those first two strategies really can and should be combined for everyone that is a part of the family. There are other ways to finance family building. Most fertility clinics and adoption agencies are connected with organizations that will provide a loan. Many times it's a low interest or interest-free loan that will help out with the costs of fertility treatment and adoption. But before applying for a loan, you may also want to consider looking for money that would not have to be reimbursed. And often those are through grants. The Cade Foundation does offer a family building grant, which would provide up to $10,000 per person for fertility treatment or adoption. In order to qualify, you do have to be a citizen or a permanent resident of the United States, and you have to receive either your care at a licensed accredited fertility clinic or a licensed accredited adoption agency. And those grants are available online 24/7, and the information about that can be found at www.cadefoundation.org, right online. And again, the information is available 24/7. There's a spring review and a fall review. The spring review deadline is February 1st, and the fall review deadline is July the 1st. And those grants will provide up to $10,000 for fertility treatment or domestic adoption. We have several grants. They may be appropriate for people from different geographic areas or who have specific lifestyle demographic factors. So you would have to read the information to see which of the grants you would qualify for. Now, the Cade Foundation is an organization that has provided more funding than compared to any other organization in the country, but there are other organizations. And so if you go to that cadefoundation.org website and you click on resources, which is on the top bar, you will find lots and lots of information. I think we have about 50 or 60 grants listed, and that those are grants that would fund everything from fertility treatment, the medications for fertility treatment, adoption support, and these are funds that would provide different levels of support, different amounts of money to people. So you would just have to look at the specifics of each grant to see which would be more appropriate for you. So in summary, remember, there are many, many resources available to help you finance your family building plan. Number one, remember, you can and should do more with what you already have, and coming up with ways to save money on your current income, particularly thinking about going to a cash